Jay from Team DMA coming at you with another video. So this video is going to be regarding the how-to series and the how-to series, and we're going to be talking about trap tricks. I'm going to be covering most of all the decks that are either top 16 or top 10 in nationals and regionals. Now, before people start laughing or start saying that I sound crazy or Jay, you would never make sense or all this and that, before we move forward in the video, you might want to double check for like the last 6 months or so, because that's what I do. The top regionals, like top 10 regionals, top 10 nationals, and you'll be surprised that some of these decks are there. Considering the Trap Tricks deck is argued to be like a $80 deck. I think that's like a top 3, top 4 regionals, but for the nationals, they end up going to top 16, sometimes top 10. If you don't believe me, you should go look it up yourself. It's the real world. Like that's really what's going on. And some people are ignorant to some of these budget decks. Like they don't know. They just don't know. And when they creep up on you, well, yeah, they they frustrate you because you can't beat them. And that's why I started the how-to series. I had done it a year ago and I started doing it a week ago, so I'm gonna continue to do it. So the Trap Tricks deck, if you didn't know, it came out with a structure deck, I think like a month ago. And what people do is they buy 3 structure decks at, I think it's about $12 per structure deck. And so what happens is, once you buy 3 of them, you're hitting somewhere around $36. You're gonna have mainly the main deck complete, but then you're gonna say, but Jay, didn't you just say it was somewhere around 80, 70 to $80? Yeah, right, because they play broken cards on top of that. Like they add Ash Blossom, they add some Infinite Impermanence, they add some sometimes like one Super Poly, they might add Dark Ruler No More. And what ends up happening is their deck is hitting somewhere around $80 to $100 max. I've never seen a deck gone past that. Can it go past that? Absolutely. If you want to do max rarity, sure. Just one single card can hit more than $100. That's not a problem. But this isn't about max rarity. This is about budget deck. So definitely, you're going to want to check that out. Check this deck out. So we're gonna take a look at how to beat this deck. So we're gonna go for Rod, Illusion, activate Set Eternal, activate Dump, Special. So the correct move from here, to be honest with you, would probably be to use the effect of the Magician Souls, and you can use call by the grave if there's anything bad. And then we're gonna go ahead and link, and then dump, and then go into Crawley. So the question is, why would we do that? Why would we do that line of play? Because you wanna prepare for the bestial. Because remember what I told you guys, when I play my deck, a lot of the reason why I'm able to win the duels is because I'm thinking of 2 turns in the future. Because a lot of people, what happens is they're surprised in the future, kind of like about your car. If you don't fix a tire that's bad in the future, it's gonna surprise you because you're gonna be stranded, run out of gas, or the oil change, whatever the case. Also in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the same way. If you don't think for the future, you're done. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your opponent's time because you already lost. You don't know it yet, but you lost. So everything I do is I'm thinking that turn and the future follow-up plays, basically. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Crawley. The Crawley ends up doing the prophecy, so it burned our bridges. We weren't able to draw anymore, so that's fine. Trigger the effect, start the bestial engine. Search, we went ahead and drew the secrets of dark magic. So I didn't want to bring the dark magician because you don't have the cards in your hand yet, and you don't want to be playing the guessing game. You only want to play what's 100% sure. So that's why I ended up bringing the Magician Souls. And when I did that, we ended up drawing to go into a Dragoon. So we can still go into a Dragoon during our opponent's turn. But if you see right now, you have the bestial engine going. You got a banish. You're gonna have the rod effect in the graveyard to chain, and then you got a call by the grave, illusion and chaos, and then you're gonna be sending Crawley to the graveyard. So you don't really lose anything at all. And then also, if you end up drawing, a lot of people don't know that the Tamayas the United Dragon says you can send a spellcaster. So Crawley works as that. You can send it to special summon it and then go from there to enter a Dragoon if you have access to a Dark Magician. There's a lot of line of plays. Also, the Crawley helps for the future to get rid of it with the Bestial engine. So it's not like it's not like it was a failure. Nothing's a failure. There's always a line of combos. The only issue here is this. So we're gonna chain. Bestial engine is starting to work. So there you go. That's the only problem that you have if they blow up the backboard. So if you look at a percentage wise, 10 duels that I play, only twice, like only 20% out of the duels that I have, they actually blow the whole backfield. So the question is why the 80 other percent not? Because I have Village on the field, or I have Dragoon, or I have the right hand. I have Omni Negates to stop them, or Dragon Knight. So they have all those broken cards, but they're negated or they don't resolve. So there's only a small window that you don't have nothing to protect it, like in this case, and they feathered it, so who cares? So you have the choice to wipe your whole field, or you can leave the field as it is and protect yourself. So in a sense, it's like you have two Bestial and one Crawley, and you're gonna argue and say that's not true. Actually, you're wrong, because you can special summon it at any point, remember? So you're gonna have good defense, so there's no need to activate the Eternal. So they're gonna go ahead and go into their trix engine. And in case you don't know what these cards do, all they do is either normal or special. They don't do anything else in regards of what's the main purpose that they're doing is just normal and specialing. Now after they normal and special, they trigger effects to get traps from the deck, or yeah, from your either from the graveyard or the deck to the field. And there's only one other card that's being played that is relevant in the trix, like it works together with it, and that would be their field spell. So their field spell states, you can read it right here. I can scroll up and you can slow down the video, go back, but this is what it does. So I can put it in short for you so you're not confused. The main purpose of the field is it's getting a monster, and then the other one is each time that a trap tricks monster would be destroyed by battle, it's not. So you have to hit them twice before they're gone. So it reminds me of the Megaloth deck that we were showcasing last time. It's basically the same thing. Special summoning a monster, and then also the first time that a monster would be destroyed by attack is not. So they're staying, okay? So you gotta understand that. So they're doing the special summoning, pitching pitching the trap, and he selected the trap hole, so it's going to be banishing a monster 1500 or higher in attack, the special summon in our field. So it's like I told you, all it's doing is normal summon, it'll special summon a monster, that monster will either get another spell or trap or monster, and then they'll play that, and then it does just a recurring effect. There's nothing else going on. It's just a monster comes up, and then he just changes to either special, but eventually it'll get a trap from their deck and set it. That's all that's happening. Obviously, at the same time, they have traps in their hands and they're setting them in the back. They're going to be linking activate effect, special summoning a monster like we were saying earlier. So once they do that, it opens their line of play, and they're able to put out the XYZ on top of the traps, on top of their effects, on top of the spell, and it starts becoming broken little by little. And if you saw, that's all that's happening. Like, don't be confused. It's just either normal or special, and then all it's doing after that is just getting a trap from the deck to the field. It's not doing anything else. Obviously, the field spell's protecting them, like I was saying. So, also, if you notice there, they have the effect to suck up a monster, and you can read the effects right here. I'm gonna go up so you can read it. You slow down the video. Here you go. You can pause the video, go back, and that's the end of the printing. So he's got quite some interruptions, negations, and all kinds of stuff going on already. So we're gonna attack. That's not gonna work, but if you remember what I taught you in the AC 130, whatever doesn't work by attack, it doesn't matter, because it has three effects. The first one, remove. The second one, special. So it can, those are like two interruptions, and then the third one is when it goes to the graveyard, it can pop a card, so it'll escape a lot of effects. So you have to keep that in mind. It's working a lot. It's working its butt off, the Dressworm. So you definitely want that card in your deck, believe me. So we're gonna activate it. He's gonna negate that. We drew some cards. So, and then the same effect all over again. Now he's gonna set it face down. So we had a lot of line of play, but if you pay attention, everything's getting interrupted and negated. So this is very normal for trap tricks. We're gonna go ahead and negate all the effects from here on out. And you already know he was gonna bring his monster. He's gonna go ahead and link because he wants to continue to do the chains, setting more traps in the back. Triggering the effect, special summoning, we're gonna attack. It's gonna protect it, but what you're noticing, I'm hacking at the life points. And then the cute little Ash Blossom's gonna go bye-bye. We're gonna get Dark Magic attack. So if you don't know what's going on by now, is basically everything that you do is either negated or interrupted. Everything. But you have to always remember, it does good against regionals and nationals, and it gets top 10, top 4 sometimes. And it has a lot more broken cards than you think. That's why some people don't show you Trap Tricks decks when they already set up. Have you ever noticed that? Like, go to other people's channels, especially Dark Magician channels. Pay attention to their duels and their line of play. They won't show you any duels when they're set up already. Nobody does. No deck that exists, once they're set up, they don't show you those duels. You don't see them because they can't win. Now you're gonna see a few very small number of channels show you when the decks are set up, but guess what you're gonna see? You're gonna see them lose. So not here, because we play a very low budget deck. So again, the question is, can a Trap Tricks deck that's top regional, top national, and with a lot of broken cards and setup, can it be a budget deck? That's the question. That's not gonna work. Dark Magic attack, that's not gonna work. So did you pay attention to what happened here? Like, what are we using our negations for in our interruptions? We're using it to protect our boss monster. Who, Dragoon? No. Who, Oxys Kotaker? No. Who, what other boss monster? Bestial? No. Who? No other boss monster, because they all suck. So what boss monster are we protecting? Dark Magician. Dark Magician is the boss monster of Dark Magician deck, so that's who we're protecting. So we tried to draw the Dark Magic attack. They tried to stop us with Ash Blossom. Guess what? That's messing with their boss monster. So that's when we're going to chain effect to negate them. Like their Ash Blossom, they're going to summon our Dark Magician. They're going to banish it. That's negated. Or it doesn't resolve, but it's negated. Then they're going to chain to their other trap to pop them. That's negated. You notice how we negated 3 follow-ups? And why are we negating so much? Because we want to protect our Dark Magician. Dark Magic attack. Clean the field. Attack. Attack. So if you read the bottom here, it says F me, because he just realized that we crushed them. And he's gonna have a funny statement. Pause the video and read the bottom. That might be game for me, but I will see what I draw. So the funny thing about this player is he thinks he's gonna get like an evenly match or like a Dark Ruler no more, a Super Poly. I know he doesn't have anything to discard, but imagine that he did. And I'm gonna show you how a budget, low-level rogue deck, Dark Magician, can negate Super Poly, Dark Ruler no more, evenly matched. You name the card, name the card. It doesn't matter what card, name the card. And on the Super Poly, I'll do you the favor. You have discard material. None of those cards work. There is no existing card that works. Mystic Mind will help you. Nothing. Don't believe me? AC 130 special draw power onto tier 1, tier 0 killer mode. Activate, send, open the field, rod, draw, chain, get circle, activate, draw another card. United, activate, Dragoon. So this is what we got on the field now. We have the Crawley, so we're going to be using that to destroy so we can get the rod back to our hand. We have Omni Negate with discard material in our hand. We're going to negate the first spell, so Lightning Storm, Dark Ruler no more, what's his name, Super Poly. Even if he had a discard material, none of those cards are going to work. They won't work because they're negated. It doesn't matter if the card says cannot be responded to. We don't care about that, because remember, We're a budget Dark Magician deck. We can do what other decks can't do. So none of those cards work against us. The guy's hoping to draw something good. There's nothing that can help him. That's what hasn't realized. We got Dragoon with the Omni Negate, and you can't destroy him. And then we got the Circle Eternal for the Banished. We got a Bestial. We got a Magician Souls to draw more. And we got another Soul Servant. So what am I going to be doing on the next turn when it's my turn to go? We're going to be entering Dragon Knight. That's just crazy. So don't be too surprised. But on board, there's plenty of negations and interruptions. And even if you had one card or two cards, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, there really isn't nothing he can do. Even the match won't help him. There's nothing that will help him. There's nothing he can do. If we want, we can enter two Dragoons next turn. It's up to you. It's up to you. Whatever you want, that's what's gonna happen. In my in my experience, I would go into Draw Power and I would enter Scareclaw. And I would leave the Dragoon in defense. So you got no monsters can attack anymore. None of them can activate effects against the Scareclaw. Dark Magician with the Rod is going to be chaining Banishing. We got the right hand for a spell negation. We got Dragoon for the negation. Pfft, sad. And we're going to be drawing probably two more negations with an interruption. And we can bring another Dragoon if we want. We're going to have double Dragoon and all that. You're going to be sitting somewhere around 9 to 10 negations and interruptions. And there's nothing he can do. There's really nothing he can do. And then the funny part is, a lot of decks they lose with Kaiju's. That's not gonna work either. And you're gonna argue and say, "Oh yeah, well no, it won't," because when they Kaiju a monster or two, all I'm gonna do is enter Celine and then special summon Dragoon back. Next turn, special summon the other spellcaster back. You see, nothing you do helps. So the other option is to stop wasting both our times and surrender.